What's up, y'all? Some videos I will shoot and then get back and look at the footage and be like, man, fuck this video. And then I'll shoot it again. And normally I'll nail it on the second time. There's a couple of videos that have taken way longer than a couple of times to shoot. And some of them I've given up on and just said, fuck that video. Perseverance on this one. Today we are going to review the Spintend U-Box in the Uni-One Remote. I used it in my Evolve GTR bamboo rebuild because that thing just sucked. I put it in the Evolve with some Flip Sky 6354 little sensor motors, and I stuck with the battery in there, and I originally went with the Flip Sky, what was that one? The Flip Sky Dual Plus 66 FS ESC. I thought when I got it, it was a good price. I mean, that thing was like, less than $300, and it's a dual and everything. I was nothing but disappointed in it. It just constantly overheats. And I put in the Spintend, and the thing has done nothing but performed without a single glitch. So I want to talk about it, what the future of that ESC is for me, probably what I'm going to do with it, I think, where it's going, and give you a quick review of it. So as far as the Evolve go, it's been fantastic. Out of the box, I was totally surprised at all the stuff that came with it. They made sure that I had the XT90. It was wired with an XT90. It came with the other side of the XT90, so no matter what you had the connector. All you had to do is solder it in. If you had bare wires, solder it in. If you didn't, cut them, solder it in. Good to go. They had any of the cables, any of the plugs, any of the ports on it. They gave you a bare cable harness to wire whatever you want, and I found that to be awesome. I just really felt like it was a complete kit. I was not left wanting much with this at all, and the only thing that I wanted was extras, which just, wasn't part of the package that I got. The extras that I wanted was a horn. So I ordered me a horn off of Amazon. Why would I order a horn? If you haven't seen my Spintend video that I've already done and put out, it's because I wanted to put a horn on the board. The Spintend U-Box, if you're using it with a Uni-One Remote, you can use the Uni-One Remote to send signals back to the ESC, which will work some switched outputs. You have up to 3 amps? Yeah, you can pull, I think it's up to 3 amps total off of the voltage through the ESC to accessories. And you can do them 3 ways. It's 12 volts. And you have one solid 12 volt coming out. So if you want to power up and have like running lights that stay on underneath the board, and say maybe they're at 1 amp or less, perfect, you can run them out of that 12 out solid. I haven't done that with my setup here. Secondly, it's got the horn output, which is kind of like a switch. You press the button and it goes beep. So you could do a horn or whatever. If you've got other ideas for that, then get other ideas for it and throw them in there. But the horn is the deal. So if you get like a 1 amp or less horn, now you're at 2 out of the 3 or less. And then the third one is switched, and their vision for it is a headlight. Not that I'm saying you should or shouldn't use it for a headlight. You could use it for a switched running lights or full, headlight, taillight, running lights, everything. The total, whatever you put together between those 3 branches of the power output, just have to stay under the rated output, which I'm pretty sure is 3 amps. And if for somehow I've got that wrong, I'm correcting myself right now. That's really the coolest thing about it. That really gets me going, right? No, there's so much more. The Uni-One Remote you have to use if you want to get advanced features like the switched lights or the horn feature. Otherwise, you're just shit out of luck. That's what you have to use it. The Uni-One is not featureless though. It comes with programmability to where you can have it show you different metrics as far as your speed goes, whether you want them in miles per hour or kilometers per hour. You can set the ratios through the remote for your drivetrain, your pulley, wheel size, everything in there, get it calculated up, and then have your speed generated right out there in front of you. Outside of that, it'll also show you, like the amperage that your motors and everything are pulling. So that's kind of cool, right? That's the Uni-One feature. So I am liking them. The other cool things about this that make this something that you would want is everybody's pushing above 12S now. Like that's like the new hot thing. My bro build is 18S. It's running that 100D storm core. The Spintend U-Box is a 75 300, 75 200, whatever it is. ESC. It's a true dual ESC. It comes with built-in Bluetooth, and this guy can go up to 65 volts. They're saying that it's been rated and tested up to 16S. Side note, this is what Ernesto's thrown in that new Cali XLR. That's going to be 20S. His is going to be highly modified, so it's not the one that I'm doing here. But this thing's been amazing. I feel like it's underused in this Evolve. So, as you may know, I have me some Stooge 3-link, no kingpin racing trucks. Those are going to go into a summer board. Hopefully, we're still going to have a derby days, and if not, we're going to do some outlaw shit, y'all. I want to run a 16S race board that's going to be based off of that Spintend. High voltage. It's going to be an amazing board, and I have a lot of cool stuff in my head about how that board's going to go. That's about all I'm ready to divulge yet. The Spintend itself has been an amazing ESC as far as like it's, you know, held all the load that I've thrown at it flawlessly. A couple of side notes here is it's like kind of like not standard hardware, and you have to run their firmware. I'm kind of sketched about that. Just like you should know stuff if you're building boards, but normally you can just update the firmware. This one you need to make sure you're pulling the firmware from their website until this is out in the channels and uploaded into the VESC app and whatnot. If you run the wrong firmware on this, it'll lock up on you and could cause catastrophic damage to your ride. But the other thing is it could cause bodily injury to you, of course, if you crash. So that's the one issue that I have with it. Other than that, it's a really, really solid ESC. Why choose this one? I just talked to you about the Unity, and now I'm telling you about this. And I've told you I'm running this 100D, and I have the Flip Sky and all these ones. So I want to get into them, and I want to kind of, you know, get into a review of all the different ESCs and do a compare contrast. But I'll cut to the short with this one. The sellers for this one are, if you want an LCD remote, it's fucking great. If you want to run above 12S and, you know, 16 is enough and you don't need to go to 18 and you want to save some money, you can get this one because I think it's $239, $279, something like that. Here's the two prices. I mean, the ESC itself is cheap. And then with the Uni remote, you're still under $300 for a 16S capable ESC that has the Uni remote and those switched outputs on it. So I feel like if you want to go value and really get like a value ESC, then you're going to go for the Unity or the Zenith. Same thing. Your next step up logically is to the Spintend U-Box, in my opinion. Built-in Bluetooth and all those things. I haven't seen any issues with it with my ride. I've not heard of any issues with it outside of my use, if anybody else has been using them. Like I said, that quirk about the firmware, which is really, really important. And then you have to use their remote if you want those advanced features. So that's the U-Box by Spintend. Go check them out. Oh, it's fucking huge. That's the other downside. It is a huge ESC. It has a huge footprint on whatever you're building. So sometimes it's not important. It's not a problem. But if you are pressed for space and you're trying to you know, take advantage of the space as much as you can, the U-Box takes up a lot more space than some of the other ESCs. And I mean, here's some of the specs right over here on the side. As you can see, you know, the U-Box compared to the outline of the Unity or the dimensions of the 100D Stormcore. So it's definitely trade-offs there, but that's my take on the Spintend U-Box with the Uni-One remote, y'all. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Like, comment, subscribe.